What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo.J. This is the Mo You Know. And as you heard, there was another plane crash in Toronto where a passenger jet, turned upside down on the runway. 81 passengers all survived, 8 injuries. But it leads us all to wonder, why did a plane crash in Toronto and how did everyone survive? As of right now, we're only a couple of weeks, maybe a month into President Trump taking over the new administration. FAA has had at least 9 major crashes that we've heard about in these last couple of weeks, and we're still not sure why that happened. We do have some footage of the actual plane crash. We'll jump into some news articles and we'll just break it down from our perspective, and I'll give you my opinion. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's go ahead and jump into this article.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh no 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 no! Oh, that's... Tower, you're seeing this airplane just crashing into you. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Fortunately for everyone on the plane, there were no severe injuries, and it says no deaths have been reported after a plane landing in Toronto from the U.S. skidded along the runway and flipped over with flames visible for a brief time. It's not clear what caused the incident, and analysts suggesting that the weather may have played a role or that the aircraft struck something. It involved a model CRJ-900 plane operating as a Delta Airlines flight DL4819. Now, I do fly Delta a lot. That's one of my favorite airlines. So I was a little shocked, or should I say surprised, that it was one of their planes. The aircraft arrived at Toronto from the U.S. city of Minneapolis, carrying 76 passengers and 4 crew members. As it landed, the plane appears to have struck the runway, slid some distance, and flipped over, observed Dan Ronan, a journalist and pilot licensed by the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, who spoke to the BBC. Footage obtained by TMZ showed part of the aircraft bursting into flames as the landing happened. Firefighters rushed to put these out. Now, there is footage of that also where they are out there and they're putting the fire out. Also, I'm going to try to find the footage of some people actually exiting the plane. Passenger Pete Carlson told broadcaster CBC it was a very forceful event, recalling the sound of the concrete and metal at the moment of impact. He and others aboard were suspended upside down in their seats and had to release themselves onto the cabin ceiling before leaving the inverted aircraft. All 80 passengers aboard survived. There were 18 injuries, of which only a small number are thought to be serious. Now, you all know what my thought process is here. One, who can I sue? And do I sue America, Delta, or Canada? Or do I sue all 3 of them? Also, with the FAA being short on members and people being fired, is that something we can look into as far as the government goes? Because there's something fishy going on in the FAA. Now, I'm not saying there hasn't been any crashes ever before, but this is getting a little out of hand. It really needs to be investigated. The article goes on to say, how does a plane flip over? The right wing may have struck the runway or an item on it, such as a light, Mr. Ronan suggested. The weather may also have played a significant role. The airport fire chief stated that the runway was dry at the time of the incident. That's good to know. So it wasn't like they slid on anything. It was maybe they came down and were leaning too far to the side. And you know, anything can throw a plane off, because those tires, they aren't like what you got in your vehicle or anything. It's just tires to get them to start, take off, and land. But it says airport authorities had said earlier that although recent heavy snow had stopped, frigid temperatures and high winds were moving in. As the plane came into land, air traffic controllers told the pilots of 38 miles per hour gusts and the possibility of a slight bump in the glide path, CNN reported. Here's the actual map of the airport, how flight 4819 landed in Toronto. The last recorded position of the plane slid to a halt upside down here. So if you look at the map, it slid pretty far. That's kind of crazy. And I don't even want to know how it was on that plane. Just imagine being upside down, but you're in a plane and you don't know what's going on out there. I'm sure they were all scared, nervous. Man, that's just something you don't even want to think about, especially if you're a flyer. Like, I was flying this weekend right after that happened. I actually went to London and it was a quick flight, an hour and a half back yesterday. Man.
Everything, drop it. Come on. Don't take no video. Step on the way. On the way.
Holy 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 oh my god. Yo, I was just on this plane. Oh my god. Yo, I was just on.
As you can see here is the footage of them actually leaving the plane, which is crazy in its own. You know, they tell you whenever something happens to leave all your bags, but I'm assuming that this is with his phone. Now, I have a camera and I will probably record it also because you survived and everyone else did too. But if you just look at this, this is crazy to actually experience this, survive it, you getting out, and now it's just what's next? You know what I mean? Were we flying to our destination? And what if you had a layover? Like, I know those aren't important right now, but those are the thoughts that cross my mind. And
Everything,
that's because
drop
if
it.
we're being honest, we know
Come on.
life goes on, but this right here, this isn't like a delayed flight or a missed flight. You were in the actual
Holy
plane wreck. I don't know
holy
what to think or what's going through their mind. Like, how do you text somebody? Hey, check the news.
holy
That plane, I was on that plane.
oh my
Because I always send my
god.
loved ones my itinerary. I send them my boarding pass so they know exactly what I'm sitting
Yo, I
at.
was just on
That's
this
just what I do. And I
plane.
put that in our family group chat.
Oh my god.
This is some wild stuff here. And it's definitely not anything I want anyone to have to
Yo, I was
experience
just
in
on this
life.
plane. Holy
Well, there's another plane crash that happened in Toronto coming from Minneapolis. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Does it have to do with anything with the FAA and maybe being short staffed, or is things just more prevalent and more eyeballs on because of the first incident that happened and we're seeing it more? Because I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not putting this all on one administration or anything because obviously this happened in Canada, so it wouldn't be up under our FAA. But is it just because we have a microscope and we're just starting to notice them more? Or has this been going on and it's just been going under the radar? I mean, we had planes come up missing, but I don't think we've seen anything at this rate. But let me know what you think. I'm Mo.J. This is the Mo You Know. I appreciate everything you guys do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.